a real number. So b squared minus 4ac. If it is 0, there are two identical rational solutions. If the discriminant is greater than 0, but not a perfect square, then two distinct rational solutions. Irrational. If the discriminant is positive and a perfect square, then two distinct rational solutions. And if the discriminant is less than 0, no real solutions. We can say two imaginary or complex solutions. Thank you. Good. Other questions for me? Anything else you want to go back to discuss? Anything?
I had a question.
Yes, please.
Was Learn 8.7, but I can't access it anymore.
But I can.
Okay, can you go to 8.7?
Of course.
Learn. And then I can't tell which question it was because I can't click on it anymore.
8.7 learn. Let's look at all of them.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
You'll tell me which one.
Okay.
You didn't write it down, at least the number or something?
No, I usually just go back and remember, but I believe it was near the end. Mm-hmm. After test 4, will we have access to these questions again?
Tonight.
Okay, perfect.
To everything. We've done that with all the tests. Now you have access to everything till the end of the semester, of course.
Yeah, not number 10.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. Can I see 14 before I think it might be 13?
Yes.
Yes, it's this one, 14.
Okay. So at a point on the ground 24 feet from the base of a tree. Very good. Perfect. Good. So this is the tree, and we know something is here 24 feet. Okay, so let's continue reading. At a point on the ground 24 feet from the base of a tree, the distance to the top of the tree is 6 feet more than 2 times the height of the tree. 6 feet more than 2 times the height of the tree. So is 6 feet more than twice the height of the tree. So if the height of the tree is x, then the hypotenuse is 6 plus 2x. Is this okay so far?
Yes.
Good. So now we have to apply the Pythagorean theorem. The largest side squared equals the sum of the squares of the two legs. The longest side squared equals the sum of the squares of the two legs. So when I square this, I get 3 terms. The first term squared, 2 times the first times the second, plus the second term squared, minus x squared, minus 24 squared equals 0. 3x squared and plus 24x. And I want to calculate directly this 36 minus 24 squared. Negative 540. Of course, I need to solve this equation. Of course, I will simplify it no matter which method I decide to use. 324 and negative 540 are divisible by 3. So then I have x squared plus 8x minus 180. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So now, of course, I would, because of this number, maybe I will not try factoring. Maybe it's not even factorable. I don't care. I can use the quadratic formula right away. Negative 8 plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. This is negative. I'm going to change this into positive right away. Divided by 2a. In a blink. And I was just showing to the other class how I will enter it. So, parentheses around the top. Negative 8 plus the square root. Remember, when we start with a negative, we have to start with a symbol, not with the operational symbol. 64. And then plus 4 times 180. Do everything in one step. Do not do it piece by piece. Put it in as a whole. And I got 10. I need to determine the other one. With second and entry, I overwrite the plus or change the plus into a minus. So I get both solutions right away. We're talking about x. Negative 18 is not going to work because the tree cannot have negative 18 feet. The tree can have 10 feet. On paper, if I'm asked to write, I'm going to say this is no way, and this is what I'm asked to determine.
I like to point out there's another way to double check to make sure that your math is right with that app on the calculator.
Sure. The one that I showed last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you show that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you just go to apps right here. You select 9, the polynomial root finder. Make sure that you select degree 2 because this is degree 2. And then you have to carefully enter the coefficients. The first one is indeed 1. The next one is 8. And the last one is negative 180. When you start with the negative, you have to put the symbol. And then you click on graph, and it gives you 10 and negative 18.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I get in the habit of double checking everything with that just to make sure that I didn't mess up something.
Of course. I would do the same in a testing situation, of course.
And since you get 2 answers, if you get like a 3 decimal, a lot of other numbers, that usually means that it's a number plus or minus to a square root of something.
Sure,
So,
it's an irrational number. That's what we just said. Yep.
right. So if you
And you
plug
have to
in-
simplify the radical.
Right. So if you plug in that I guess, answer into the calculator, you should get the same numbers as what it spits out on the app.
And if you don't, then you know you did something wrong somewhere.
Correct.
Good. Next question, anything else? Anything else you want to work on? Anything else you need help with?
Can you do, I think it was 13, just in case that was actually the one that I needed to go over?
Sure. You mean this one?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Good point. Good problem. So here we want to solve x squared minus x, and this I'm on page 3. So we have x squared minus x equals 7 over 36. I know you know what I'm going to do first. By?
36.
Of course. So I have 36x squared minus 36x minus 7. I have to move 7 to the other side. And then put it in the graphing calculator. So don't attempt anything here other than the quadratic formula or the apps. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times 36. This is negative, so I'm going to change it into positive in front because there will be two negatives. 2 times 36 is 72. So you don't have to use parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. So with the graphing calculator, you either use the apps or you use this, second and entry. And let me start from scratch, it's easier and better. So parentheses for the numerator, 36 plus the square root of 36 squared, and then plus 36 times 28, 4 times 7. Close the parenthesis, and go outside and close the parenthesis and divide by 72. Now, because this is an irrational number, you have to go back and just simply multiply 36. I'm sorry, plus 36. So let me show you something on this 36 squared plus 36 times 28. So this is just a discriminant with a square root on it. So 36 squared plus 36 times 28. If you do what I'm showing you here, it will be much easier. I factor out 36. And then I have 36 plus 28. When I take the square root of 36, I get 6. And when I take the square root of, what is this, 64? But something is wrong. Because this, oh yeah, it's a irrational number because of 72. I see, I got it. So this is 6 times 8. So this whole thing is 48. So then we have 36 plus or minus 48 divided by 72. So x equals 84 over 72, or negative 12 over 72. And we have to simplify them. This is not done. So if I simplify by 4, so the first one will be 21. So x equals by 4, 21 over 18, and by 3, 7 over 6. And the second one by 6, and then by 2. So we have to enter them as 7/6 and -1/6.
Would it have been completely wrong if you did not multiply by 36 at the top? Like, what if you just moved the fraction?
But why would you work with fractions? How would you do that? Then you're going to enter a fraction in the quadratic formula? So I hope that in 3 months and a half you realize that fractions should be gone, simplification is super important, and factoring is super important. Can you? Yes, of course. But this will be a total mess.
Yeah, sometimes I make it a little harder than I should, but sometimes I forget, like why'd you pick 36 to multiply by? Does
Be-
it make sense?
because I always want to simplify equations before I get entangled into solving them.
So what made you pick 36 then?
Why?
Just because the denominator on the.
But this is the only one that will clear the fractions.
Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Yeah, but this is what we've been doing for all along, right? We find the least common denominator to eliminate fractions. And the least common denominator is just that. Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. Other questions? Anything else you want to go back to? Anything? Any type of problem? We went through all the tests last time. Is there any particular problem that you can think of from 7 and 8 that you may want to review? Or you say, oh, if I get this, I may make an error. I want to see another problem. Anything. Anything you can think of. Anything?
Perfect square scenario.
Complete the square or factoring?
Yeah.
Which one?
X squared plus 4x minus 3.
Very good.
I have it, but I know it's
Like this, x squared minus 4x minus 3?
Yeah.
Perfect. So the first thing I would do, I will move 3 to the other side. And then I will start the process of completing the square. -4. -4 divided by 2 is -2. -2 squared is 4, and I add 4. So, and I have to add it to both sides. If I don't add it to both sides, I will never get the correct solution. And now this, based on the factoring strategy, this equals x minus 2 everything squared equals 7. And now I take the square root. So x minus 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 7. And this is 2 plus or minus the square root of 7.
Don't forget that square root of 7.
Yes. And the plus or minus in front.
Right.
Yes.